trusting in the devil is a deceiver. That's what the devil means. The devil means to deceive. Y'all have been deceived. You have been deceived by the devil, the Edomites, aka self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. Let's go to Isaiah 29 and 13. Let's go to Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of the book that is sealed, which men deliver to you that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men. Meaning that you believe in the book, but you believe in a way that was taught by men. You haven't believed in the book in the way it should be truly taught, which is by the true words and the true teachings of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah's life. Let me repeat that again. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 11. And the vision of all this becoming to me as the word of the book that is sealed. This book was sealed, meaning that people could not interpret it. People did not have a full understanding of what the holy book actually meant. Repeat that again. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 11. And the vision of all this, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to you that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me, you trying to find the Lord, you trying to seek the Lord, draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me. You trying to honor the Lord, you trying to honor the Lord, but have moved their heart. Your heart meaning your mind. That means you have been deceived. So you're trying to honor the Lord. You're trying to praise the Lord. But your mind have been deceived. Move their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. So you got men trying to tell you how to fear the Lord. which is your pork chop eating, catfish frying, shrimp dipping pastors, which are consuming abominable foods. You're being taught by men how to fear the Lord. You're not being taught by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai on how to fear the Lord. This book was sealed, meaning that this book, when those before us tried to read and tried to get some understanding, they was confounded. They had no knowledge, no wisdom, no understanding of how this book was supposed to be interpreted. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people. Salakia. Therefore, behold, Salakia, I will proceed to do a marvelous work amongst this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is doing a marvelous work. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? So that is what the wicked, that is what the devil is doing. By their deception to the masses, they're saying amongst themselves, who see us? Who would know of us? But the Lord knows everything. The Lord knows all. It is not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field. And the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest. So that Lebanon is also talking about Zion, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. And in that day shall the deaf hear the word of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. So in that day, when Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai revealed himself, when he cracked the clouds, in what you Babylonians know as UFOs, as aerial phenomenons, a more recent term, in that day you would know that the Lord and Savior, that the men on the highways and byways are preaching are true. Let's repeat that again. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. So you will know the words that's being spoken by the true men of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, out of the holy book that you was hearing on the highways and byways. In that day, you would know to be true. In that day, you was blind to the fact that Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai is what you Babylonians may call a black man today. In that day, your obscurity will see the truth. You will be seen, that the truth will be seen. Your cloak, that devilish veil, will be revealed. You also got Recently you had Biden come out saying that all what? Federal and federal employees and military, pretty much leaning on them being inoculated, and saying those that don't will go through testing. And he said he won't mandate it, but he will force. It won't be mandated, but he will force those things to happen. Meaning that he will force people. I don't know how that's going to happen, but that's the same thing. If you mandating something, you giving somebody no choice. But he said he won't mandate it, but he will force people, meaning the federal, even state members, and the military to be vaccinated. And those that don't, they will go through what is called weekly testing and take so-called proper precautions of preventing the spread of this so-called Delta variant. Let's go to Isaiah 32. It's Isaiah 32, chapter 5, verse 7. Let's go with the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall be, the vile person shall be no more called liberal. So people think that, people think that the Democrats are of a liberal stock. They think that they're very liberal. And if you look at that word liberal, that means somebody that's liberal, that means they're pro-civil rights, they're pro-equality, they're pro-religious rights, they're pro, what is this? They're pretty much pro all the rights and freedom, liberty, the liberty of freedoms that you have today. They're pro that, being liberal. And most people look at the Democratic Party as being a liberal party. But that statement by Biden contradicts that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall no more speak liberal, nor the cherub say to be bountiful. So if you say vile, that's wicked. So these wicked people will no more will be identified with being liberal. No more will be identified with being for your rights. Because the devil, having a short time, will come down with great wrath. Most of you Babylonians is going to see soon, very, very soon, that these wicked people did not have your best interest at heart in the first place. It may seem that way, but eventually the veil will come off and you will see the true nature of the devil. Let me repeat that again. If you force somebody to do something, even if you don't mandate it, you're taking their freedom of choice away. So if you force me to do something, you're taking away my freedom of choice. So that's one example. That's one minor example of what's to come. Repeat that again. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall no more called, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl say it to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, in his heart will working iniquity, to practice hypocrisy. So what is hypocrisy? Meaning being a hypocrite, meaning saying one thing and actually doing another. Meaning that when Biden came out and made that statement saying that he's not going to mandate, but he will force all all federal employees and military, even the state employees, to be vaccinated or go through strenuous testing, that is hypocrisy. So he'll force you to do these things. Repeat that again. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 6. For the vile person will speak villainy, excuse me. Got a little tongue-tied. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry. And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices, he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh upright. So who is the poor? The poor is the men and women and children that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're the poor. We have no strength in our hand. We're the poor. We have to go to the devil for all our wants and needs. We have to go to the devil to protect us, even though they have these so-called rights, meaning that you got these jakes out here, they hold fast and they put faith in their weapons. Esau Edom, the devil, has more weapons than most of y'all people can imagine. So your AR-15s, your M16s, or whatever weapons you may put your stock into, Esau Edom, that's minute. What Esau Edom got. Esau Edom don't have to physically be there. Esau Edom has mechanical dogs. Esau Edom has robots that has highly velocity weapons that can pick, just like these dogs, mechanical dogs that can pick your door and invade into your home. Then on top of that, Esau Edom has drones. He can send a drone strike and he'll wipe you out just like that, in the blink of an eye. So your weapons that you hold fast to is minute to Esau Edom. That was his blessing. The Most High gave him the blessing of the sword. The sword comes as small as that poke that is being administered, all the way up to the nuclear missiles and everything in between. That is the blessing that the Most High gave Esau Edom. Let's go to the book of Job 33 and 21. This is the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 21. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. So let's take a second and dissect this precept. Repeat that again. The book of Job, chapter 33, verse 21. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. So think today, what has the ability, what has the power to melt your flesh away that will only leave the bone consumed, the bones revealed? Think to yourself what that means. Repeat that again. It's the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 21. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen. So your flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen. And his bones that were not seen stick out. So what consumes your flesh away that only your bones will be seen? If anybody's seen that movie Terminator, that will give you a vivid illustration of what lies ahead of Babylon the Great, aka America. This right here. The nuclear destruction. This is what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah prepared for this place, as it spoke in Job 33, verse 21. This will consume your flesh away that only your bones will be seen. Let me repeat that again. This is the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 21. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. His soul draweth near unto the grave, and his life to the destroyers. If there be a messenger with him, an interpreter, one among 1,000, to show unto man his uprightness, then he is gracious unto him, and saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. So what is the pit? What is going down to the pit? Going down to the pit, or that pit means the ICM silo missiles. Look up that word silo. It's synonymous with pit. It's like give me one moment. It's the book of Job 33, verse 24. Then he is gracious unto him, and saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. What is the pit synonymous with? The pit is synonymous with the ICBM silo missiles. Look up that word silo. It's synonymous with pit. That is what that pit means. And ransom means to redeem. When someone has a ransom, that means somebody has paid, so you will be out, or you will not face this destruction. So if somebody has a ransom, They're here to deliver you. And who is that redeeming? No one other than Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, from the fate of Babylon the Great, which is going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles. We'll repeat that again. Let me go to Job 33, verse 21. And his flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. This is a prophecy that Job seen in the days to come. Let me continue on, skip down to the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 24. Then he is gracious unto him and saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. That pit, as I said again, is synonymous with the ICBM silo missiles. Look up that word silo. It is synonymous with pit. So, I have found a ransom. Who have paid the ransom? No other than Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He had died and shed his blood for our sins to be redeemed in the time of destruction. As it says right here, in the book of Job 33, 22, his soul drive nigh, Salakia. His soul draweth near unto the grave, and his life to the destroyers. So the destroyers are the ICBM silo nuclear missiles. That is the ultimate destruction. That is the fate of Babylon the Great, aka America. And the true men of the Lord, is warning the children of Israel that the devil is coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. And these nuclear missiles will pop off in the midst of World War III. That is biblical. World War III is on the horizons too. Most people don't understand that. Most people don't understand there's conflict in the South China Seas right now amongst the Chinese, which is Moab, and the Americans, led and charged by Edom, also with Taiwan, also with Japan. So there's conflict in the South China Sea right now. There's also conflict between Germany and the United States against Ukraine, against Iran, against the fake Jews over there in the landmass called Israel today. So World War III is on the horizon. Repeat that again, Salakia. The book of Job, chapter 33, verse 21. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. So the only thing that makes sense, the only logical explanation is the ICBM silo missile. What can consume your flesh away that only your bones stick out? What heat? What can administer that type of heat that will melt your blood, that will melt your flesh away off of your bones? No other heat other than the ICBM silo missiles that is ordained by the Most High, that is sanctioned by the Most High to be the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America. Simple and plain. Give me 1 sec. Where it says in the book of Job 33 and 24, then he is gracious unto him and saith, deliver him deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. Like going down to the pit, I have found a ransom. Slack, give me 1 minute. Let's go to